classmates.
Kita rami.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. So, mag-proceed ta sa historical symposium sa Bayugan City, Agusan del Sur. Historical background. The city of Bayugan was formerly a city of Barangay Maygatasan, Municipality of Esperanza. Several versions came out on how the city got its name. First, the place was located along the river, which serves as the pathway of the native going to Esperanza. Bayugan is a Manobo term for pathway since the native called the place Bayugan. So, ang kining Bayugan City sa una, mao ni ang sitio sa Barangay Maygatasan. Tapos, municipality siya sa Esperanza. Daghay mga version nag-ingon nga kung asa daw ni gikan ang name nga Bayugan. So ang una, the place nga kini na-locate ni siya sa along the river which serves as agianan sa mga native nga o mga tao dira or mga mamamayan dira sa Bayugan to pathway padung sa Esperanza. So Bayugan is a Manobo term for pathway. So kining Bayugan Manobo term ni siya sa pathway, means kanang agianan, no, kanaa siya. Tas since then gitawag na daw na siya o kanang lugar gitawag na din siya og Bayugan. Ano siya ang una nga ilahang ingon nila sa una nga mo lang gitawag na siya og Bayugan. Another version states that bayug trees grow abundantly in this place. It was also believed that the natives used to make this place spot and gathering the inhabitants was by knocking on a hollow piece of wood which they term as from the term bayog nga kahoy, dira daw na nila gikuha ang bayugan nga pangalan kay daghan daw kaayo o kanang kanaa nga tree sa una, daghan daw kaayo ang ingon nga kahoy. So ingon pud nila is maupod na siya ang mitinganan sa una sa mga natives. Tapos mitinganan nila tas daghan pud kaayo kanang dira sila nagagather sa mga mamamayan dira tas nagkuha sila og kanang mga hollow piece of wood, mao siya kahoy sa kahoy nga bayog. In 1948, the Department of Public Works and Highways conducted a highway that would connect Bayugan City to Davao City. Simultaneously, through the city of Bayugan instead of Barangay Maygatasan. So migrants started settling in city of Bayugan, thus prompting the transfer of proposed town site. So katong 1948, so ang Department of Public Works and Highways nagkandak sila og survey para sa National Highway nga mag-connect ang Butuan City to Davao City. So ang Bureau of Land nag-survey po sila sa mga lugar kung asa dapit pwede nga kanang makaagi ra. Tapos unsa nga possible site, so ilang gi-apil nila is ang Barangay Maygatasan. Unya kay dili sila the national highway pass through the city of Bayugan City. So mas instead of barangay may gatasan sila magbuhat og national highway, diraan na lang sila nagkuan sa city of Bayugan kay mas kuan siya, malabihan raman ni murag sudlon raman ning kay may gatasan. So sa Bayugan City sa Bayugan gid sila nagkuha og agianan para sa national highway. So may got started in nagsettling sa Bayugan, city of Bayugan, just fronting the transfer proposed of town site. So sa Bayugan City Bayugan naging ang ilahang city of Bayugan naging ang ilahang gibuhatan og kanang kuan national highway. So mora na dirara ako ataman si Ate Marie Fina pod. Wait lang.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon everyone. So this is the continuation of our report. So in the early part of 1960, the inhabitants led by Mr. Jose Yuson passed a resolution creating the city of Bayugan into a regular barrio. In April of that year, Barangay Bayugan was inaugurated with Yuson as the Teniente del Barrio, brought about by the construction of the National Highway, which traversed the place. Business activities sprouted rapidly in the area. So a year later, barangay officials led by the late Sergio Molaneda worked out the creation of Bayugan into a regular municipality through the assistance of Governor Democrito O. Plaza, Governor of Agusan. So, isa may familiar ni Gov Plaza. Brags. Kita masirutanan, no? Tama ba ko?
Yes, te.
Okay.
Yes, te.
So, by virtue of Executive Order number 440 of the late President Carlos P. Garcia, the petition to create the municipality of Bayugan was granted on, so take note nga August 6, 1961. Mr. Molaneda, the first appointed municipal mayor of Bayugan, assumed into office on August 6, 1962 during the term of President Diosdado Macapagal. So si Governor Plaza day ang nagkuan sa Agusan, tapos ang nahimong mayor is si Mr. Molaneda ba in 1961. So it was elevated as economy, business and investment in Bayugan. So ang Bayugan is primarily an agricultural area. Rice, coconut, and corn are the traditional products, but it is now a fast-rising producer of cut flowers as well as banana and cacao. So, as you see, ang Bayugan baya kay kuan siya kanang kasagaran ako nakita diha kay kuan mga palayan, mga siguro si Miss Inderio na mas sila kuan siguro humayan. Kasagaran diha sa kuan Bayugan man ako makitaan kanang humayan, coconut, cacao, ug banana, pero wala ko ka-sure kung harapit nga lugar. Mo guys, sa kuan Bayugan asa dapit ang kuan, harapit ang daghang banana. Sa taga Bayugan dire. Padungog ba ko guys?
Wala mong guro te.
Absent
Okay.
siguro.
So, I have here a tourist spot in Bayugan City. Kuan man ni siya mo oh. Familiar man siguro mo ani kay siguro mostly sa to nakalaag na diri Ay Andanan, Forest Reserve, Green Heaven, Bayugan, Hamugaway Falls, kasi nakadto diha. Magkayangkang Cave, Gethsemane Falls, Graceland, Cold Spring, Cagbas Falls, Rizal Park, and Zeram Garden. Kisa pa ilaing makahatag og best tourist spot sa Bayugan.
Ang circle sa Bayugan.
Kana
Sa Bayugan.
oh yeah, you're right Nicole. Kuan po pwede po Mount Sipaypay. Then, Sacred Heart of Jesus Parish, simbahan sa Kuan. Then, ang pwede mo na, bayugan ng ronda. Ano sa Nicole?
San Lorenzo Ruiz.
Oh, correct. You're right. So, moro to tama na akong report, guys. Isa sunod.
Makita ra.
Makita ra.
Yes,
Makita
Alisa.
ra. Yam. Okay. Hi. Okay, so this time we will discuss the results of an illustrative views of the pre-congress. So diri is matakil nato ang the history of Spanish colony in the Philippines during the 16th century. Successos de las Islas Filipinas. So, Las Islas Filipinas means the Philippine island in English and was named in honor of King Philip II of Spain. So, the Philippine island, which means mo ni siya ang archipelago in the southwestern Pacific, including some of 7,000 kapino nga mga islands, and kini gipangalan ni King Philip II of Spain. Successos means the work of an honest observer, a versatile bureaucrat who knew the workings of the administration from the inside. So, successos means kanang mo ni siya ang mga honest observer o kanaganing na ay murag kakayahan ang isa ka tao nga maka-visualize or makabalo sa mga buhat bisan pa man wala niya nakita pero kanang pinaagi lang sa iyang kanang na-feel. So, successos nila Islas Filipinas, mo ni siya no, ang pinaka-important thing of works in which it depicts the Philippines during the colonization of Spain. Gisulat and gipublish based sa mga experience o kaning observation ni Antonio de Morga sa Mexico in the year 1609. So, one of the important works of the Philippines about colonization of Spain published by Antonio de Morga in Mexico in the year 1609. So, mauto na akong ingon gay na success nila Islas i-publish ni Antonio de Morga in Mexico in the year 1609 in which it depicts the Philippines during the colonization of Spain. Explains the political and economical aspect of a colonizer and the colonized country. The book is based on the experience and observation of Antonio de Morga. So, kini nga works ni Antonio, it is include the political kung unsa ang mga during sa pag-colonize sa mga Spain. Social kung unsa gitrato nila ang mga Filipino ug lastly economy kung unsa ilang mga pamaagi sa panginabuhi or kanang sa economic system sa mga tao sa una during sa ilang pag-rule ug pag-colonize. Kini nga book is based experience ug observation ni Antonio de Morga. So it is also annotated by Jose Rizal with a prologue by Dr. Ferdinand Blumentritt. So Dr. Jose Rizal annotated this book. Kung may nga taog annotated or annotation is mo ni siya ang kanaganing dugangan o short explanation or notes following each citation listed on annotated bibliography. So, kinsa man ni si Dr. Ferdinand Blumentritt. So, kini si Blumentritt is the one who wrote the foreword of kanang the annotation of the book which Rizal annotated. So, kini nga book or works ni Antonio de Morga is visualize sa countries na kamot pa sa mga colonizers analysis of the Spaniards regarding trade or economic systems. Next is, who is Antonio de Morga? He is a Spanish lawyer and a government official during the 17th century, historical anthropologist, author of Successos de las Islas Filipinas, wrote the first lay formal history of the Philippines conquest by Spain, and he is a doctorate in canon and civil law.
So si Antonio de Morga, siya ang author sa Success de las Islas, no? Isa ka Spanish lawyer and a government official during the 17th century and a historical anthropologist. So anthropologist mo ni siya ang nag-study about human beings, social relations, and core. Next is the purpose of Successos de las Islas Filipinas. So Morga wrote that the purpose for writing Successos was so the deeds achieved by our Spaniards, the discovery, conquest, and conversion of the Filipinas islands, as well as various fortunes that they from time to time in the great kingdoms and among the pagan peoples surrounding the islands. So it means ang purpose ni Antonio de Morga anong nagsulat is para mahibalan ug ma-discovered no sa mga Filipino kung unsa ang nahitabo during the time of the Spanish colony. Next, what led to Rizal's Morga's work? Rizal was an earnest seeker of Bismarck him as historian. Bisan pa nga nanay book or katong work ni Morga nga iyang gisulat which is based sa iyang experience and observation during the colony of the Spaniards. But si Dr. Rizal is gusto gyapon niya nga mangita or mag-investigate kung unsa ang exact nga experience or condition sa atong country sa time nga nanakop ang mga Spaniards sa Philippines. Dili pa siya kumbinsido sa kung unsa tong work ni Morga. He had a burning desire to know exactly the condition of the Philippines when the Spaniards came ashore to the island. So motok ingon gaina. His theory was that the country was economically self-sufficient and prosperous, entertained the idea that it had a lively and vigorous community. He believed the conquest of the Spaniards contributed in part of the decline of the Philippines' rich traditions and culture. Then he believed nga ang Philippine literature like traditions, culture, o guban pa is na decline or nawala na tungod sa conquest of the Spaniards. He then decided to undertake the annotation of Antonio de Morga's Successos de las Islas Filipinas. So diri na dahil ni iya gisugdan ang pag-annotate sa work ni Antonio de Morgas which is katong Successos de las Islas Filipinas. His personal friendship with Ferdinand Blumentritt provided the inspiration for doing a new edition of Morga's success. Then together then with his friend na si Ferdinand Blumentritt is isa ni siya sa nag-inspired para buhaton ang pag-annotate sa work ni Morga. Devoting 4 months research and writing and almost a year to get his manuscript published in Paris in January 1890. Then, sa pila ka years and months sa pagsulat o pagpangita sa kamatuoran or sa nahitabo in the month of January, the year 1890 in Paris, is na-publish na dayon niya ang edited na manuscript. O diri ara day ko taman si Miss Corano. Maklaro ninyo?
Klaro rami.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zela Marcorato. Continue ko sa report ni Miss. The results, Morga, and illustrative views of the pre-conquest. So Dr. Antonio de Morga was a lawyer and a soldier in the services of the Spanish colonial administration in the Philippines and published his work Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, or Events in the Philippine Islands in 1609 in Mexico. So si Dr. Antonio de Morga is isa pod siyang governor ug siya pod ang kauna-unahang nag-publish sa Philippine history. So in the course of the centuries, the Morga earned for itself the reputation of being one of the best dissertations on the pre-Spanish history of the Philippines, with the special advantage that its authors. So, ang kalian sa mga authors of historical and ethnographic works of that time is dili siya man sa church at dili po siya pare kundi Spanish civil servant siya. So, in the other hand, Jose Rizal lamented that he was born and bred without knowing about our pre-colonial past. So, gibati ni Rizal nga wala siya tingog o authority tutok sa wala niya na ibaluan. So, Rizal was inspired to do research. So, pagbasa ni Rizal sa libro ni Morga is nakita niya nga inaccurate ang ubang content sa libro. So, nagsulat siya og kaning annotations para makorek ang mga mali ni Morga sa pagbuhat sa the Rizal's intention of publishing the Morga, anew and adding to its friendly annotations was clear. So gusto niya nga mapamatudan pinaagi sa kagalang-galing nga trabaho nga ang mga tao sa Pilipinas nga nagbaton og taas nga level sa kultura o moralidad sa wala pa moabot ang mga Espanyol. Did have a mastery of a distinct handicraft art or as perhaps in ship construction. So nag-develop og flourishing trade and did maintain a good contact with the outside world. So knowledge of their own past kailangan magpaligo ng ang self-confidence sa iyang countrymen o i-promote ang ilang political scientific. So, three things with the publication. So first is the Filipinos possessed an independent culture before the arrival of the Spaniards. So, ang mga Pilipino daw nagkaroon og independenteng kultura sa wala pa moabot ang mga Kastila. So second is the Filipinos were disseminated, demoralized, exploited, and ruined by the Spanish civilization. So ang mga Pilipino nawasak, gipahimuslan o gidaot sa sibilasyon sa Espanyol. So the last is the condition achieved the importation of Spanish civilization did not necessarily. So ang kahimtang nga nakabot ang importasyon sa Espanyol nga sibilisasyon dili kinahanglan og siguradong dili sa tanan nga natod sa interes nagdala ngadto sa Pilipinas og kalambuan. So with the knowledge and appreciation of yesterday, one can on oneself for. So Blumentritt describes Morga's work as the best account of the conquest of the Philippines by the Spaniards. So, apa nagtrabaho ni himong talagsaon kaayo nga pila ka mga librarya nga adunay niini nagbantay sa ilang kopya so sama sa usa ka inclusion. So Rizal and Morga views on pre-colonial. So Morga said that cotton was grown extensively in practically all the islands, which the natives sold as thread and woven fabrics to Chinese and other foreign merchants. So si Morga daw miingon nga ang cotton kaning gipatubo sa halos tanang islangan nga gibaligya sa mga lumad as thread and woven fabrics sa mga incheck ug ubang langyaw nga mga negosyante. So nag-spun thread pud sila from banana leaves pero giklaro ni Rizal nga ang ipasabot ni Morga mo ang sinamay which was woven from abaca thread nga ikan sa punuan dili sa mga. So Father Chirino who wrote that these cotton fabrics were sought after in Nueva España and that encomenderos made fortunes on the cotton trade. That was 31 years after the encomendes were created. So, but Rizal pointed out nga ang mga kugihan nga mga lumad isdawad-an sa kadasig tungod sa hilabihang pagpahimulos ilang gibiyan ang mga umahan o gisunog ang mga living. So Morga was obviously fascinated with the social organization of the natives. He described origins, differences, privileges of social classes, upward and downward mobility, inheritance of positions, and so si Morga daw kay nadanin sa mga social organization sa mga lumad o si Rizal i-emphasize nga ang lumad nga babaye unlike their European counterparts is wala gid wala ang ilang halangdon nga titulo. So in marriage, it was a groom who gave the bride's parents dowry because they were losing a precious. So as expected, Morga was critical of the system of governance, which he said barely existed. Because there was no powerful figure that ruled over myriad countries, most of them coastal, each with its own set of leaders. So Rizal argued that it was better that way. Why should the communities be beholden to one ruler who didn't even live among them and was not familiar with their needs and problems? So how could he have solved disputes and meet justice implement policies if he didn't even live in the community? So perhaps Rizal was in the favor of federalism. So one of the most laborious footnotes was about the literacy of pre-colonial Filipinos. So Morga said that natives of all the islands had their own form of writing with characters that looked like Greek or Arabic. Sadly enough, nag-ingon si Rizal nga dili na tinuod bisan tuod ang kolonyal nga gobyerno nag-angkon sa punong sa buhat that it was instructing the Filipinos. In truth, it was fermenting ignorance by putting the friars in charge of education. Not only Filipinos but also Peninsularis and foreigners accused them of wanting codify or improve peacer in the nation, and that was evident in their writing and